Coming up, police investigate a shooting, find out the latest. And then art helps develop the youth of the nation. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Everyday.
An overhaul underway for Nassau's busing system. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. Earlier this week, the Ministry of Transport released a statement advising the general public about several relocated bus routes. This announcement caused an uproar among several bus drivers. The road traffic controller told us the department is looking at a complete overhaul of the busing route system and explained why those route changes were made.
Certain bus routes will be using a Frederick Street stop. That I think is 1, 7A, 16A, 16B, 21, 21A. Those are the ones. And then there are some adjustment to the Elizabeth Avenue bus stop, as well as a bus stop opposite Government House.
Road Traffic Controller Ross Smith says the Department of Road Traffic is considering a complete overhaul of the route system, which will allow public busing to be more accessible in areas for those who take advantage of the public transportation system spend most of their time in.
Some places are not accessible for persons who live, let's say, in areas like the Hannah Road area. We don't have busing in there, but people do catch the bus in that area. They have to walk all the way to the prison to get the bus. That's over a mile in some cases, and so we need to begin to address that concern.
So when is the complete overhaul? When does that start?
We don't have a timeline on it. We're just looking at it right now, and hopefully within the next 3 to 6 months we will be able to give the public some feedback on that.
Meanwhile, a complete overhaul of the route and busing system will not be an additional expense on the purse of the Road Traffic Department. In fact, Smith says to avoid the expense, his team will be in discussions with all stakeholders who will be impacted by those changes in the future.
We have to involve other people in the process. We look at it first and we call bus owners or bus operators and franchise holders, as well as bus drivers, so that they will become familiar.
Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Obi Wilchcombe, addressed a joint Caribbean tourism ministers panel last week at the Caribbean Week in New York City, under the theme Bringing Home the Business Tourism Investment Opportunities at Home. The goal allowed regional leaders to explore business and investment opportunities in tourism and provide an avenue for networking, exchanging ideas on how Caribbean nationals living in New York and the United States can continue to contribute to and benefit from Caribbean tourism, Minister Wilchcombe said the Caribbean diaspora in New York and the greater United States has grown over the years, bringing a wealth of Caribbean culture to the country and strengthening ties between the two regions. He also pointed out that the people of the Caribbean diaspora should establish Diaspora Day in the United States to celebrate the import of Caribbean icons. With 7 named storms forecasted for this season, 3 of them expected to reach hurricane strength and 1 to become a major hurricane, Minister of State for Works and Urban Development, the Honorable Arnold Forbes, is again pledging the government's commitment to preparedness for residents should a natural disaster arise. This comes as the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season began on Monday.
There are a number of new initiatives that we're going to put forward as far as ensuring that all our family islands, the infrastructure is in such a repair that even if we have disasters, we're able to withstand them, and no matter, even if there's damage, the damage would be minimal.
From Education, the Ministry of Education announcing that the Bahamas Junior Certificate English Language Paper 2 examination will take place on Friday, June 12th at 9 a.m. Education officials advise students who sat their examinations at St. Joseph's Church Hall on Boyd Road are to report to H.O. Nash Junior High School on Dolphin Drive instead. The Ministry of Education apologizes for any inconvenience which may have been caused from this examination rescheduling. Police are searching for the suspect responsible for a shooting incident that has left a man dead. Police say that shortly after 10 o'clock last night, police received a report of a shooting incident at a home on Graham Drive in Doyle Street in Yellow Elder Gardens. When police arrived on the scene, they met the lifeless body of a male with multiple gunshot wounds about the body. The victim was pronounced dead on the scene. Preliminary reports indicate that the victim was sitting in the front section of a friend's home when a man armed with a handgun entered and shot him multiple times before fleeing on foot. Investigations continue. June 26 has been slated by the United Nations General Assembly as the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. This day serves as a reminder to member states to create a society free of drug abuse. As the Bahamas continues to suffer from drug scourge, National Security Minister the Honorable Dr. Bernard Nottage called on the church to break down the chain of drugs.
80% of these murders that are going on in our country are directly or indirectly related to drug use, drug abuse, drug sales, drug stealing, and we have got to put a stop to it, ladies and gentlemen.
Stay close, we've got more news right after this.